bullet journaling month theme thing, even though literally next week it's going to be March, April, May's bullet journal, but today is February's. February's is in the original book before I switched over to my new Archer and Olive one. And originally when I started doing it, I decided to go with a Pusheen theme, but then I saw this one little picture, which I will showcase at the end. It made me kind of like jumble around what the theme of this month was going to be. So I just kind of stuck with like cute Valentine's Day centered and then whatever I wanted to draw around the Valentine's Day centered thing. So a little jumble. I hope you guys enjoy it. My favorite part is definitely the cover page. So I'm glad I'm showcasing that first. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So when I was looking through Pinterest to find like Pusheen themed Valentine's Day looking pictures, for some reason this elephant photo popped up, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that is literally the cutest thing ever. I have to draw this instead. But I still wanted to do Pusheen, so I was like, okay, you know what? This is like the perfect cover page to do. Let's do this first. And honestly, looking back at this whole spread, I wish I stuck with the elephant. But maybe in the future I'll just do a plain elephant theme. But going back into this, I actually was surprised with myself when I drew this. It didn't take me a stupidly long time like some of my other cover pages have done, because again, still trying to learn how to draw better. But comparing the original drawing and this, no shade to the original artist at all, but I'm actually really surprised that I like my version better. Oh, milestones. So I just shaded it in with the same gray as you saw, just to press a little bit harder on the certain shadows to mimic the original drawing as well. And I will be showing the original drawing at the very end of this video as well, in case you want to see it, or it's also in the description below. As I was doing this too, it really gave me Dumbo vibes, so maybe in the future I'll do a separate month of like, I'll probably do this cover page again, but instead of him like blowing hearts, it'll just be bubbles again, so it's not like a heart theme, but we'll see. I'm getting on a tangent here. So yeah, I just pretty much copied as close to the original as I could, and I really liked how the black outline on all the hearts and everything didn't make the picture look too dark. It kind of gave me very Copic stamp art vibes that I see in a lot of scrapbook stores. I really like that it ended up making that type of look. So for this top corner, I decided to just add a little something extra because I thought it looked a little bit too plain without something in that top corner, so kind of a fairy light type of thing. So for this quote page, I actually wanted to try something a little bit different since I have all of this scrapbook paper. And I ended up finding this sheet from my Valentine's Day drawer, and I loved how it already had dots on it. So I was like, this literally looks like it should be in a legit bullet journal. So I just sketched out the quote in different types of font, and this month was a very, very busy month for me. I had classes at my acting school / agency, and also working almost full-time hours at my job, while also trying to like put out not put out, but try to film as much content as I could in preparation for Japan. So my load was incredibly large for this month. So I thought this would be a really good quote to help motivate me to continue the path. So because the page kind of like stuck up a little bit, I realized that washi tape would probably be a really good fix instead of just trying to glue it and it could possibly like pull up. So it made it look a lot softer, and even though the washi tape would have looked nicer if it was just a plain pink, I didn't have that, but with this specific type, I think it still looked pretty good. So moving on to our schedule page, this is when I first attempted Pusheen. Now, When I started this, my inspo was actually from Amanda Rach Lee's Cherry Blossom February theme from last year, I believe. And when she did it, she had a really light pink Tombow pen, which I did not have at the time. And I was like, oh yeah, like dark pink should be fine. No big deal. It'll match with the balloon hearts that I just finished drawing. But looking back on it, it was super dark. And then I also made this mistake of drawing an extra line, so I tried covering up with scrapbook paper. And you know, like, you cover up mistakes with stickers and stuff, but I feel like by the time I finished this page, it just looked really busy and dark. I don't know. What do you guys think? And so for the word February, I decided to use the same kind of writing as Amanda did for her schedule page because I thought it looked really nice, but retrospectively I probably should have kept the same type of font as the cover page. I was all over the place, clearly. And even with like my Pusheen, I was having a lot of issues with it. Like I know Pusheen's gray, but I couldn't find a specific color in my collection of crayons that was like exactly like Pusheen's gray, so I had to go over it a couple of times in different shades to finally get like one that I was satisfied with. And then up here I decided to do that fairy light thing again, but instead of just dots I tried to add like little clouds as like a ooh I'm daydreaming of, and then just added some washi tape at the bottom. Like I said, I'm not really sure if this looks entirely too busy. Like when I showed my mom, she was like, oh no, it looks so cute, I really like it. But then when I showed my friend, he was like, no, I think you made it a little bit too busy. So I mean, it's really, I guess, anyone's opinion with this. It's not an all-around consensus, so meh. It is what it is. Whatever that joke is from, I don't know. I keep hearing Luke Alexander. I can't even say his name. Alexander? No. I keep hearing Luke Alexander say it. And in that top left corner, I thought it'd be a really cute idea if I tried to like look like the heart bubbles and the regular bubbles were coming from the cover page into the schedule page. I don't know if I achieved it, but meh. So moving on to our checklist page. Like every other month I've been doing, I stick with the social media checklists on the left side and the regular household chores on the right. And this time, to try to like add some extra spice to it, kind of like I did with my January one, added some more pink scrapbook paper and just glued it wherever I thought would look the best. And drew some Pusheens in the bottom corners as well. These ones I found on Pinterest as well, and I really like this football one, but ooh, did it take a long time to draw. It looks simple, but for some reason I could not draw his body or the football properly, and I just gave up. So I was like, it's cute enough, it's fine. But you also notice that when I colored the pencils over top of the middle of the body, that you could see something kind of like making almost a lump underneath. And apparently that was from the scrapbook paper on the opposite side. Luckily though, it's not having that problem on my new Archer and Olive book. I think it's probably because the pages are so much thicker than this particular book, but that's okay. Moving on to our habit tracker, I used some really fancy font here. Pretty sure it's Alex Brush. Pretty sure that's it. I'll throw in the description what it actually is if I can figure it out by the time I'm done editing this. And I decided to do a birthday spread because as much as I love my friends, I have the worst memory of all time. I really only have my two best friends' birthday memorized and my sister's. Yeah, I'm bad. So I figured getting all my friends and family's birthdays written down, then I would save face and make sure that I don't miss anyone's birthday anymore. Because I feel really bad when I do that. So at the bottom here, I tried to draw Pusheen, and I think it's his best friend. I don't remember his name either, but I couldn't get him to look exactly right, but I did my best. This one was my favorite favorite Pusheen drawing. I just love that he's holding like a little birthday card envelope. I always send my friends mixed media cards for their birthdays, so I was just like imagining them as this Pusheen, and I don't know, that thought just made me really happy. This month, I tried to really crunch everything in since I was such a huge month of planning and bulking in preparation for Japan. So I just stuck with the standard calendars as before. Maybe one day I'll find a habit tracker design that I like more than just the basic calendar, but for now, this definitely works. So this page I didn't actually end up filling out because it's going to be a fun memories page. So moving on to our weekly spread. For the design of this one, I actually got it from Pinterest, so I'll leave the link to the original artist in the description as well. I decided to basically copy it almost completely because I just wanted function over design at this point, and this was incredibly fast for me to do. That's why it's so basic. But I knew since this month was going to be extremely busy that I wanted to have a highlight reel and an insight reel. And I'm pretty sure the original design had those. Let's just say that it did, but it was very fitting for this month. So I ended up filling out this type of weekly spread every single week of February, and it worked out great. Like looking back at those insights and highlights, I could tell exactly where I was going wrong and really overworked myself. So I now know that if I get overworked, it's just gonna screw up my whole routine. Plus, having a highlight reel, it makes you remember tinier memories that make you smile compared to just putting them in the memory section of the very beginning of my book. So I thought that was pretty convenient. And to jazz up the bottom, since I thought it looked super plain, I decided to add some more of my Hello Kitty pink washi tape. I think this actually is not specifically Hello Kitty. It's like, obviously it's Hello Kitty, but I think it's like her sister or a jazzed up version of her. There's like a different design of Hello Kitty that's more feminine and fluffy looking. Is it the same character as Hello Kitty, or is it like a sister or something? I don't know. Do you guys know? If you know, leave a comment because I can't put my finger on it. So with that ends my February bullet journal setup. There were some mistakes along the way, obviously, but you know, learning curve, you live and you learn. But I think the elements from this that I did like, I'm gonna take over to a new month eventually and see if I can improve it and like it more. So ends another bullet journaling video. I'm so glad to finally be caught up with these. I think if I could redo it over, I would have continued more with the elephant that I saw compared to just using the Pusheen, but overall I'm still very pleased with how it turned out, even though I did make a few mistakes along the way. Let me know what you guys did for your February setups. You can tag me on Instagram at wow, I'm saying my own handle wrong, at Meraki_memories. And with that, we are now going to come across the recreations of the pictures that I used for this month's theme. They're so pretty. Freaking love that elephant. It was just so damn cute. Yeah, so with that, I will see you guys next Scrappy Wednesday for May's bullet journal theme. Bye!